Breaking news, our merch just got a full revamp with all new designs and items. So if you want a little more random in your life, head over to clubrandom.com and check out the store. We've got premium hoodies, including our brand new quad hoodies with the updated logo, super soft t-shirts, super soft for men and women, and even tie-dye shirts. All merch is available exclusively at clubrandom.com. While you're there, catch up on recent episodes and grab some swag and bring a little random home. Once again, that's clubrandom.com. You know what most guys call style? Whatever shirt was closest to the bed. Wrinkled, baggy, shaped like a parachute. Real sexy stuff. Well, that's where True Classic comes in. These guys had one simple idea: make premium, comfortable shirts that fit without that designer price tag so you can treat yourself without racking up the bills. Find them at Amazon, Target, Costco, Sam's Club, or go to trueclassic.com/random to try them yourself. Well, you've probably seen a million ads for hair growth products and thought, sure, like that actually works, but Nutrafol is not like the rest. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code random. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code random. All right, I have to tell you about this game-changing drink that the Club Random team uses before a night out. It's called Pre-Alcohol from Z-Biotics because, let's be honest, we don't bounce back the way we used to. It used to be work hard, play hard. Now it's more like work just enough and go take a nap. Head to zbiotics.com/random and use the code RANDOM at checkout for 15% off your first order.
You never did that to get to the top. You did you?
No, I never even.
You paused.
What's your status? Are you married now? Are you?
Why?
Asking for.
Andrew and I are quite happy, Bill.
Billy.
Billy.
You know, they used to call me Billy.
I bet they did, Billy
Maher.
I
was 10 fucking years old.
Don't worry,
it's
my
ridiculous
friend.
when you're an adult.
Good to see. I'd stand for you.
But you know,
they
when
told me to sit down.
No, please. Yeah, when I was 10, you know, I even had an uncle. One called me Willie. I may call you Willie.
Yeah, my father called me Willie. Willie, I want to talk to you.
Yeah, that's a.
I don't like Willie.
I don't. I didn't.
Many reasons.
I don't like. I mean, the name itself is like the most generic name in the world.
Yeah, I like William though. I thought, you know. Yeah. When I started doing, like, you know, the Today Show and things, I thought, you know, Billy is too. Maybe I should be Bill now. Bill is a.
If I had ever gotten confirmed like I was supposed to, right before my father quit the Catholic Church, I would have been William. I would have been what my father's name was and his father, which was William Aloysius Maher.
Aloysius?
Aloysius is a very Irish. Very. You're a fucking wasp, so you wouldn't know this. There's nothing waspier than a bush. And just, I know this, but just, and I know you're not.
Walk me through.
I know you're not in the muscle end of the family, Tom. But tell me again, your George Bush, the president, is your uncle?
Which one? The first one is my uncle.
The first one's your uncle.
Believe it or not.
The second one's your cousin.
43, George W. is my first cousin.
First cousin, so meaning you share a. So who's?
Well, the reason everyone thinks he's my uncle because he's 25 years older than me. So out of 16 first cousins, George W. is the oldest at 78, and I'm the youngest at 53. So my father is the younger brother of George H.W. Bush, 41.
I'm so sorry I asked. I still don't get it.
You get it. The old guy's my uncle, but he's like would be 104 or something if he was alive today.
Right. Yeah,
I thought you didn't drink.
Who fucking told you that?
I thought you were just a weed guy.
I'm both. I barely.
Do you eat? You look so skinny.
Yeah, I barely drink. I mean, it's so sad. I mean, one reason I love Wednesdays, not just because I could get to talk to some interesting person freeform for as long as I want, but it's the one day I kind of allow myself a drink or two.
Really? So you drink one day a week? That's good
basically,
discipline.
yeah. I don't think that very often that is the case. I mean, you can't when I'm 70. You can't fucking drink when you're this old.
70? You know, you're ageless, Bill.
Thank
I was
you.
thinking about that today. I said, I wonder
Thank
how
you.
old Bill Maher is. I think he just looks the same for the last 30 years. You're just Bill Maher.
Yeah.
What's going on with the tincture now? Wait a minute. What are you doing so many things here?
I can't do this every week.
What is happening?
No, I don't blame you. Yeah, everyone is wondering what Jing. I drink it. It's this thing.
Keeps me young.
That's what it is. It's the Jing.
It's tiger blood.
There's the answer to it. The Jing. It's the Jing. That's what. I'm actually aging in reverse. I have tiger blood. I'm Benjamin Button. I don't know what the fuck. Where's my this? Yeah, okay. But okay. But as a Bush. Did they ever give you shit about it? Like, because, I mean, we're such a politicized country. I never seem to think anybody really held that, the super liberals are like, oh, we can't listen to a Bush give them celebrity news.
No, you've got your power libs, right, in town. I'll never forget when I first did the Oscars. I was doing the red carpet, and I was living in New York at the time, and I was having fun on Access Hollywood as the correspondent. And so I did the Oscars for the official red carpet show, and I'm there, and I it's a long, drawn out show, as everyone knows. And so I find myself in the hotel, in the lobby bar, and I'd never met Julia Roberts before, but I knew of her, of course. And she was sitting right there at the bar. And it looked like she was alone. And I pulled up and I said, can I order a drink, whatever? And she turns and she says, Billy Bush, you're the new guy on Access Hollywood. I said, and you're obviously Julia Roberts. Hello. And we got talking for a little bit. And she said, so are you going to buy me a drink? Can you believe they don't give them free in the lobby of the Oscars? Holy shit. And I said, sure, of course, I'd be honored. What would you like? And she turns to 5 friends and she goes, hey guys, Billy Bush is buying. What do we want? Boom, I got hit for a huge bill right there. And we talked politics for a minute. She's like, how could you be a Republican?
Really?
And then you got people there was Rosie, you'll get some shit from Rosie, but so what? But other than that, I think people, HW, everybody loved. People had, thoughts about W. But now they love him. Now he's America's grandfather. If you see him in Gen Z, thinks he's everything he does.
I would never be a Republican either. But and I love Julia Roberts, but I find that obnoxious. I just do. To say to somebody, how could you be? You could say that to a lot of people about a lot of things. It's just not, and of course, that attitude has only gotten worse in this country. I mean, we're at a terrible place, don't you think? I mean, the political violence and just the hatred and no one listens to the argument if they hate you so much to begin with. Your argument, I know this from stand-up, because when you're a stand-up comic and you start out and you suck, some people I handled it among the worst, which is you then insult the audience. You blame them for not laughing. Now they hate you. Now, if you could say the funniest joke in the world, if they hate you, they're just going to stand. They're not going to give it up to you. And I feel like that's exactly where we are in politics. Each side is like an audience that has been insulted by the comic, and they're just not going to give it up. Even if it hurts them in some way, they will, what's the saying, cut off your nose to spite your face?
Yeah.
They will fucking do it, and that's where we are. I don't know how we get out of it.
But see, what Julia didn't understand is, how do you know I'm a Republican? Just because my last name is Bush, you feel like you inherit the card, and that's it. And, I've certainly voted that way, plenty of times, but I would call I'm a registered independent now. I don't have a party. They're so polarized that I wouldn't be able to identify with either one. So I'll look at the person and take the person.
Yeah, right. And you know what? You don't have to apologize if you are. I mean, half the country is. And, again, not my cup of tea. I could give you the list of reasons why I wouldn't be, starting with they're too religious and they're fiscal hypocrites and now they don't believe in democracy anymore and blah, blah, blah. But I also would like to think I have things more in perspective, including, Trump has put your cousin, George W., in perspective for me. I mean, nobody was...
You miss him.
I don't miss him.
You miss him terribly. I can see it.
I don't miss him, but...
You would love him. You should have him sit right here. You should bust your ass to get him here.
Can you make that happen?
He is so funny and just easy hang. You would love it.
I would.
And he would paint you, and he would put a little portrait on the wall.
Dude, I'm the guy who went to the White House and had the 3-hour dinner with Trump and got him to sign all the insults he said about me. It's right there.
My God, that is so great.
Oh, it's the greatest.
Bill, you caught so much shit for that, and I thought it was one of the great...
Oh, thank you.
Great moves. And I was actually rolling the picture on my podcast, and... Chuck LaBella, your booker and producer, great guy.
Producer of The Apprentice.
He booked The Celebrity Apprentice forever, so he books Club Random. He's a terrific guy. I look at the picture, a terrific guy. I sound like...
You sound like Regis. Regis.
Larry David said that to me. I went
sound
out there,
like Regis.
He says, he goes, you know what you are? I said, what? Larry David said, you're a cross between Jason, Costanza, he goes, and a little Regis.
Yeah, there is a little Regis.
But when I get excited...
And you've got that...
I get up I say, Bill, I can't believe it. Joy, where are we going? We're going out to dinner tonight. I was there last night. God. Bill Maher was in the
That's perfect. And you got the hair.
He's got a little bit of the nasal. I miss Regis terribly. God,
and you got the hair.
He had great hair till the end.
Great hair.
So do you.
Just like Regis. No, not like yours. Not as full as yours.
No, not like me. But you can't. Not true.
Not like me. No.
God's fair.
But can I...
You don't believe in God, but I do. And God's fair. He doesn't give you everything. He gave me hair.
Can I pass a message from you to George W.?
Please.
Okay, first of all, I was very hard on him.
Should I text him right now?
No.
Wait, I could do a voice note.
Don't do it right now.
Okay.
I was hard. I'm not taking it back. I wasn't for the invasion of Iraq or, just the basic Republican policies that he championed were not exactly my cup of tea. But I also have things much more in perspective. He should know that, yes, I probably, looking back, could have been more reasonable. It shouldn't have always been just everything. Like, for example, and I have defended him on this, he had an idea to privatize Social Security. Well, if you look at where money goes over a century, now you don't live quite a century, but you live half a century if you're of a normal lifespan, where you put money, if you look at the stock market, even with its dips and recessions, the chart is like this. It goes quite a bit up. It just makes more money. Whereas if you leave it in the bank, which is what we do now, it crawls along the bottom. Okay, it is safer, but it wasn't like the worst idea. The idea that everybody has to jump on something because it came from the other team.
That's exactly. And worse now.
I've also mentioned many times that, to contrast him with where we are now, when Obama won, he was in office, he had him in there, he stood with the other presidents, ex-presidents, and he said, we want you to succeed, which is something you can't imagine Donald Trump saying. Let alone, he doesn't even
let alone attending the inauguration.
He doesn't concede the election. He's not going to say, Amy Klobuchar, good luck with the office.
Yeah.
It's just not.
We're standing behind you. We really support you.
I also gave him credit for, Dick Cheney's boy was Scooter Libby, and he did not do the wrong thing when Scooter Libby got in trouble. He was like Dick Cheney almost broke up with him over that. And he was like, no, it's not the right thing. You can't out spies and whatever he did. So, it was just a different era where we were Republicans, Democrats, liberals, conservatives, but it wasn't at this horrible place we are now. And he was in line with the traditional Republican way of doing things, which, it's not 100-0, you're terrible, and the others. Was more like 60-40 maybe, in my view, 70-30, something like that, whereas now it's just off the rails. So
we're missing nuance.
Maybe he will hear that. And I'll tell you this: my friend Michael Kivas went to his house once. I think he knew Jenna.
I know Michael.
Yeah, great guy. And my name came up. And
Michael Kivas went to George W.'s
Yes, I think he was friends.
He's in every house.
He may have been dating Jenna, or one of the Bush girls. I think he was, or at least he was friends with. That's why he was there. He was at George's house.
Maybe Barbara. She's a little...
No, no. And my name came up, and he said Bill Maher was over, and George Bush said, "You let that man in your house." Laura, get the cat off of me. You let that man in your house. So that's where he is with me. Maybe.
No, I don't think so. I think
Well, he was then.
Then. He's such an easygoing cat. He does not, participate in anything. He's of his father's belief that you step out when you step out.
I would love to talk to him. I really would.
You'd have to give him one of those, see if he'd enjoy one.
He would not do that.
No, I don't think so.
No. But, all right, so we've cleared up your family history. What about your future?
Where am I going?
Well, I don't see you anymore. I used to see you and then TMZ. There was a perfect
I'm done with Access
block.
Hollywood. I mean, I'm done with Extra, which was the last one.
Why?
Because it's just, I'm
Got bored with it?
shrinking. Yeah, it's just like, you can't say anything. It's
not a show for saying.
No, I want to say things, Bill. I like
you
what
do?
you do. I want to say things. That's why I'm
say
going
them.
podcast.
What do you want to say?
You know who I got a problem with?
Yeah.
Look, I love
wanna hear
watching
it.
you. I love watching, the podcast universe to me is fantastic. I should have done it years ago. But, I started this Hot Mics podcast, which is a nice wink to the history. And like the mics are hot, and now we know they're on.
Oh.
Now we know they're on. And it's fantastic. I get all kinds of people coming in. I talk about whatever I want to talk about, and I don't worry. The head of HR is me.
Man,
it's great.
You are, among a fairly now long list of people who America, wow, the way they just jump to something and then like a few years later, sometimes even 1 year later.
What happened to that?
It was like, okay, do we have to judge everybody by their least perfect moment on a bad day? Or just, it's just, I hope we're over that time because it's so obnoxious.
I think we are, but I also think right now I think it's about the algorithm, right? So someone hears something, like someone will watch what I say with you and they'll wait for maybe either one of us to say something that could be missed. And then they'll take that, they'll clip it, they'll put it out. And
right.
Isn't this terrible? And if there are any bites, no bites? Shit, okay, we tried. To try to get it going.
I always said somebody should do a show, if they were realistic about who they really are, called, Is This Something?
Yeah.
Is this something? Master bedroom? Is this any? No, not catching on. Okay, and that's
exactly right.
And that's all they fucking care about.
That's exactly right.
Is scalps on the wall.
Yeah.
Scalps. Can I say scalps?
It's beyond true. And if nobody bites, they move on. And then it's amazing, like, what actually does stick. I've seen people give groveling apologies over absolutely nothing. I love to rate apologies.
But, to be just the guy who was, at worst, just trying not to offend somebody who is in the pecking order of show business, someone you don't want to offend. Like, who is it hurting? That, like, you were going to change Donald Trump if you had said, "Sir, I will not stand for hearing a language like that." It's just not what people do. You hear things that you don't exactly approve of, and you don't have to, at every moment, take that moment and that opportunity to say, "No, sir, that will not suffice." It's just life is full of like moment after moment. Some of them just let flow by.
Not me. I've now changed entirely. If drunk Uncle Larry says something I don't like at Thanksgiving table, I'm all over it. Larry, that is beyond inappropriate. I will not sit here at this table.
I don't remember a Larry Bush on the political
We
scene.
had one.
And who's Jeb? That's also your uncle.
So Jeb's my cousin. He's
Your cousin.
George's brother, so he's also my cousin.
Oh, okay. And how often do you see them?
Just saw them recently. My brother is running for governor of Maine.
Maine. Does he live in Maine?
Yeah, I got to do that. Yeah, he lives in Maine.
Well, you don't got to do that. Are you kidding?
You can't say. You have to live there at least 5 years in Maine.
Yeah, they've got it right.
He's lived there 5 in a day. I'm kidding.
Well,
We're a Maine family forever.
Hillary Clinton
Well, that was a great.
Did not live in New York.
Can you say carpetbag? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
allowed?
Is this any?
Is this something?
Robert Kennedy, not the current one, not the guy who eats bears. His father was the senator from New York.
Yes.
Okay, they're the most famous Massachusetts family in the world. It's like they don't fucking care. Mitt Romney was the governor of Massachusetts. He's a Mormon from.
God, yeah.
Yeah, they don't care.
He went back to the motherland and became a senator. That's exactly right. So where should I go? Maybe I should be a politician. Give me a nice. I think I could win Rhode Island. What do you think? So small. I don't get just campaign very quick.
You don't have a connection to Texas like the other Bushes do,
No.
do you?
Everybody thinks that because the George Bushes are Texas, but they're the only ones.
Where did you grow up?
Manhattan.
Manhattan?
Manhattan.
Wow.
Bill, Upper East Side, right by the mayor's mansion, Carl Schurz Park. Do you know it?
Carl Schurz Park?
86 between York and East End. Carl Schurz Park is where the mayor's mansion is on the East River.
I used to, after the clubs, closed at 2 a.m., we would eat at the Viand, which on 86 on the Upper East Side. That
Really?
was, yeah, because the comic strip was on 82nd and 2nd. Catch a Rising Star was on 78th and 1st. The Viand was open 24 hours. Oh, those were the days.
Sit with the comics. Smoke cigarettes, have coffee.
Smoke cigarettes, probably in the diner.
Then you could.
Oh.
And on airplanes.
Yeah. So when they say Trump wants to take America back, I just want to go back to the diner. Like I don't want to go back with all the other bad shit. Just the diner where I could have any food at any hour and smoke cigarettes. But yeah, it's probably better that we don't.
Well, I love the fact that you're a comic, though. I think that takes a lot of the fact that you got through getting your ass kicked a few times. You said when you suck, and that's when I would have quit because I just don't know if I could handle it. You just took it until you broke through.
Man, I have.
I respect that.
It's funny. I've been
and nothing else
going to the Comedy Store every once in a while, or the Improv. Although the Improv has been like closed like at midnight on Saturday. Again, how the mighty have fallen. But the Comedy Store on Sunset, where I never really ever worked. I was not her cup of tea. But it's open, it's bigger, and it's like they do a midnight show. So sometimes, like after a dinner or something, I don't want to go home. And hey, let's go to the Comedy Store. I love it, but boy, I watch these comics up there, and it really takes me back to, wow, if only I could have had an angel on my shoulder, or I guess I could have been a nice guy and tell these comics after the show, if you just didn't do this, my God, your life would be so much easier. But I guess it's just something you have to learn.
Will you drive down and go do, that comic thing?
No, I'm not doing stand. I stopped doing stand-up at the end of last year.
Did you ever do stand-up not prepared?
Never. Oh, well, that's not true.
Just riff on a stage, or did you know what you were doing?
I mean, when it's always a combination of having a structure. Yes, I was always that organized. I would have a structure, but sometimes you forget it. And then, yes, if you know where you're going, if you know you can get back to the island, then you can drift off into the waters and explore. Sometimes you find great stuff out there. As long as you can always get back to where you know you have safe harbor and you can always get the joke. I mean, I'm sure there are comics who do it. Let's just go out on the limb and see where it goes. A lot of them who you think did that really did know where they were going.
Of course.
They had a lot of stuff, I mean, we started with a lot of guys who would talk to the audience. And of course, if it was the first time you're seeing it, you think this guy's a genius. But actually, the same answers come up from the audience all the time. So he's got this. Sir, what do you do for a living? Nothing. How do you know when you're done? And he's like, this guy's a genius. He came up with that. He came up with that 5 years ago. He says it every fucking night because somebody says that every night,
I bet you've had every situation, but the worst has got to be you get lost or you forget, like you're at an impasse. And I bet you've had the situation where from there you went down and tanked, or the situation where from there you actually recovered because you saw something or someone did something and you got the wheels going again and it turned out to be a home run night. Ooh, there's too much chance in that.
I mean, I did, it's called putting in your 10,000 hours. I mean, I did so many zillion sets. Everything happened. But the worst, the kind of thing I think you're talking about that's the worst, for me anyway, is sometimes you had to do 2 shows, often had to do 2 shows on the weekend. And if you forgot a joke that you thought you hadn't done in the second show, but you had done. You thought you only did it in the first show, but you actually did it in the second show. And now you do the same joke, and the audience just, you're usually expecting a laugh, and the audience just looks at you like, what a fucking fraud. And it only happened to me once, because I was so paranoid about doing it.
What a fraud.
And then there was...
And that strikes to the
nerve. Sometimes you do 3 shows in a night. And there was this cognitive dissonance when you're on stage, because you memorize your set in order because you don't want this to happen. So, like, you'd be in the religious section of the 3rd show, and you're like, wow, part of my brain is telling me I did this joke because you just did it in the 2nd and 1st show. But the other part of your brain is saying, no, you didn't, just do it. And it's so hard to commit to it with your full...
Because if you don't go all in, I mean...
And you gotta. So it's just, it was... And as soon as I could, I told my agent, I will never do a 2nd show. And I didn't for
when
years.
Amy Poehler, I mean, she's to me one of the funniest people because she commits. And if there is silence, or at the Golden Globe, she did some act where she pretended to be Michael J. Fox's son or something. And she was in this bit as a little boy. I can't remember the exact, but it started to get like, this is not working. She didn't give a shit. She went right through to the other side. People started laughing. They started laughing when anyone else would have dropped out, and it was a home run. That I love.
I've always been a huge fan. I think she's brilliant. She lives across the street, and I can't get her to do this podcast. Could you talk to her after you talk to George Bush, please?
I will talk. Let me first talk to George.
Okay.
Hey, let's get the order correct.
Literally across the street.
You know who I ran? Driving here to your house, I passed her ex-husband on a walk, who's a great friend.
Will Arnett?
Will Arnett on a walk with his new girlfriend. I pulled over the window, had a nice... He looks very thin and fit and tan.
Well, he's got a new girlfriend.
He's got a hot new girlfriend.
Who's the girlfriend?
She's a model. I think it's Carolyn Murphy. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she a current model?
Age appropriate, the whole thing.
Age appropriate?
Like not a 27-year-old girl. Will's my age.
Okay.
I'm not going to judge. I know you, Bill. I mean,
No.
You've dated some younger ladies before.
I'm not going to judge either.
What's too young for me? My daughter's say 15 years older than your oldest child. That's it. My girls have rules for me on that.
What? Say that again?
She said, my oldest daughter said, you can't date anyone younger than 15 years older than your oldest child. Well, so if she's 27, that puts me at 43.
That's why I don't have kids, because they make fucking rules that kids shouldn't be making the rules to begin with.
You'd be a great father, Bill. I always thought that.
I would not
Said it's the one that got away. Should
I've
have
said
been
this many times. I'd be the first. People say to me all the time, Bill, if you had one of your own, it would be different. No, I'd be the first guy to look in the crib and go, still nothing. It's true.
That's enough tincture for you.
I never liked kids when I was a kid.
You took the tincture thing out and poured the bottle in.
Oh,
You're supposed to use the dropper.
Take it as a compliment, Bill. I'm enjoying myself.
Numbing yourself.
So much. I'm taking it right from the head. It's the jing that keeps me young. I keep coming up with slogans for these people.
It's the
jing that keeps me young. Hey, the liquor doesn't hurt. No,
try a glass of gin.
Try a glass of this. Breaking news, our merch just got a full revamp with all new designs and items. So if you want a little more random in your life, head over to clubrandom.com and check out the store. We've got premium hoodies, including our brand new quad hoodies with the updated logo, super soft t-shirts, super soft for men and women, and even tie-dye shirts. If you really want to announce to the world, yes, I still own a bong, I get it. For your bar, we've got mugs, not this, but something like this, tumblers, coasters, decanters, because nothing says sophistication like pouring vodka out of a glass instead of a handle. And yes, we've even got lighters, grinders, and rolling papers for those people, whoever they are, who enjoy a little green. It's the gift that keeps on giving. All merch is available exclusively at clubrandom.com. While you're there, catch up on recent episodes and grab some swag and bring a little random home. Once again, that's clubrandom.com. You know what most guys call style? Whatever shirt was closest to the bed. Wrinkled, baggy, shaped like a parachute. Real sexy stuff. Well, that's where True Classic comes in. These guys had one simple idea: make premium, comfortable shirts that fit without that designer price tag so you can treat yourself without racking up the bills. With over 25 million shirts sold, 5 million customers, and more than 200,000 five-star reviews, True Classic is obviously doing something right. Some of the producers here at Club Random have been wearing True Classic for a while, and you can tell the difference immediately. They actually look kind of good. The shirts are tailored where you want, relaxed where you need, no bunching, no stiff fabric, no BS. Just a clean, effortless fit that actually works for real life in every style. Forget the overpriced designer stuff. Skip the bargain bin t-shirts that turn to ruin after 2 washes. True Classic is built for comfort, built to last, and built to give back. Find them at Amazon, Target, Costco, Sam's Club, or go to trueclassic.com/random to try them yourself.
What do we got there? Tequila or something?
Yeah, tequila. I switched. I used to drink Jack Daniels, but, you know, it's a little healthier, this stuff. And
No, it's not. That's what we tell each other. We all say
no,
that.
it is. It is. The agave, yeah, sure, everything is.
Everybody has a way of reasoning. I know.
No.
Booze is
I'm not.
booze.
I'm not saying it's health food. That
If you stick to 1 day a week, you're good.
That is
2.
true. That is true. But it depends on what you make it out of. I mean, you can make booze out of almost anything. I mean, vodka is potatoes, right?
Mm-hmm. And many other things. You can make vodka out of potatoes, out of grapes. Ciroc vodka, the one that Diddy used to have, that's out of grapes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Rice, I mean, anything.
Right. You can make it out of anything. The agave plant apparently is a little more healthy to begin with, but you're right. Look, it's poison is poison, and you are always making trade-offs.
Sometimes we need a little poison, Bill.
Exactly.
Especially these days.
You're always, except for Brian Johnson, we are always making trade-offs with our future self. You're saying, you know, if I smoke this, will it cost me 5 minutes at the end of my life? I'm good to go with that bargain.
You've lived a great life. You've accomplished a lot.
Well, let's not.
But you're
pronounce me
you're
dead,
frozen
Bill.
in time. You look the same age. It's incredible.
I
I'm
don't-
sitting up here very close to you, and I'm saying, I don't know if
No,
you have a great
it's-
dermatologist or something, but you look young. The lines aren't really extreme.
I think it's not having children, and I don't mean that as a put down for
That's okay.
for children. I just mean that there is something psychological and, of course, also something physical. It takes a lot out of you, not to mention the old bank account. But there's something about the psychology of I am not passing this along. I am it. I'm still it. Until I have another mini me, I'm still sort of the last one, and I have to keep this going, and I have to be the young one. And then when you have the younger one, I can understand that. The psychology is different. It's like you're passing it through this other person, and you're more or less likely to have the eye of the tiger.
In Hollywood, there's 2 stages of fathers, right? I mean, the school I went to with my kids, James Caan was a father in the class with me. So I would have great times talking to Jimmy Caan, but he was on his second lap, I mean,
Yes.
if you imagine Bill Maher, at almost 70 years old, at carpool. I mean, it's embarrassing.
It would be.
That's Bill Maher, look.
Oh, my God. First of all, I'd have to do it from a stretch limousine. And
Like Trump
which is very out of style. Nobody uses a stretch limousine anymore. They're like the unhippest thing in the world.
I know.
Have you ever seen a celebrity in the last 10 years get out of a stretch limousine?
It's all SUVs.
It's all SUVs, and yes,
We got to bring back the stretch.
Oh, I would. I don't. You don't have to ask me. I'm there.
I love a
I
stretch.
do did. I do did.
I did to do that.
I did too. I don't know. Either the pot or your personality is getting to me. But no, I did too. I used to love the old stretch limousine, and that's how I would deliver my kids to school. I don't want to be seen. It's embarrassing. It's like being seen on the subway. Wow, Bill Maher, I thought you were doing well. What are you doing on the? You know, sometimes they get celebrities on the subway because they think it gives them cool cred. Wow, Mark Ruffalo, you're on the subway. You must be like a regular person, and he is, and a nice guy, and I love his work. Blah blah blah.
Great work,
but like whoever. I could have picked anybody. I just happened to...
no, that you picked a good one. You really know you did. Ruffalo's a perfect one. He looks like a homeless guy walking around New York.
And also
He wants it that way.
Show his solidarity with the, you know, I get it. It's fine. I hope he's still my friend. He did the show once. I liked him. I still like him.
What do you mean, I hope he's still my friend? Did you say something?
Well, I just said something. We just, used
Mark
him.
is very forgiving. I know all the celebrities, Bill. I've dealt with them. I've kissed every one of their asses. I know everything. I know what they taste like, smell like.
Yeah, you really have talked. Well, you certainly have talked to every A-lister, whereas, like, sometimes people say to me, it's so funny, you know, do you know? And then it's like somebody who do you know Tom Cruise? I'm like, no, of course I don't fucking know Tom Cruise. You know, do you know?
We have the same trainer.
You know, and it's like, no, I don't know these people, but you do.
Well, I don't know them. I mean, some I know. They become friends, but I have interactions. And...
You've had interactions with all of them. I've had no interaction.
Well, except for the ones that come on the show.
That's well, certainly real time has very, very, very few
a lot of writers
celebrities.
And people.
Pundits, governors, senators, congressmen, people who, yes, exactly.
Me, I've been on there.
Yes, but most people are, you know, the show people, this is not the show for them. You know, I'm putting them down, but you have to, like, know shit. And celebrities mostly do not feel the need to know shit. And then there's many who, like, don't know shit, but it doesn't stop them from speaking.
Because you can't just be known for memorizing words that someone else wrote and spitting them back into a camera. It's got to be something more. And I think a lot of them get into trouble that way.
Well, I mean, I say this a lot on this show, and they probably hate me for it in Hollywood, but they hate me anyway, so who cares? But celebrities are just, some of them do, yeah.
They do.
The smart ones. But like, celebrities, they're just a different breed. It's just like they're loaded with talent. Talent is different than, you know, knowing things. And, you know, thinking ain't their best thing often. Now, that's many, many exceptions to that. There are many very smart people. And I always say, in this business, any asshole can get 5 good years doing something, but the cream rises to the top and usually stays there. There's a reason why, if you take the 20 greatest or most successful directors are the ones who are, they're all great directors. I mean, you don't get to be that by being a fuck up and not having a vision and not knowing what you're doing and not being able to deliver on time and on budget. You're managing this $200 million enterprise of hundreds of people. And, you know, this is a job that the mediocre people just are not going to make whatever, Dune or whatever fucking movies they're making.
Avatar, James Cameron.
Well, Avatar, sure.
That guy. I mean,
yeah, all of them. The one that's on, I'm anxious to see the DiCaprio movie out now. That's
people are raving over it. I watched the trailer.
It's called what?
Another
day.
Oh
shit!
Another way.
Another terrible bad
day. Bearded Leo. And he looks very distraught. It looks good though. I mean,
it looks great, and it seems to be about something. You know, which is. That's a lot to say for a movie, but really, I mean, most movies are spandex and shooting rays out of the end of your fingers, and, you know, I mean, that's fine, but, like, it's great to see a movie that's an original story, and he's an original director, and I'm saying, this guy, he did, what did he do? You know, what's the porn one with Mark Wahlberg?
Dirk Diggler.
Dirk Diggler. Why can't...
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
Baby.
And There Will Be Blood. I mean, he's a major director, and again... That cream rises to the top. The people like that don't get to their job just by, you know, who you know and who you blow. No, that's a little different in the...
I would be right at the top if there were no problems. Who you know and who you blow.
Well,
you never did that to get to the top. You did you?
No, I never even...
You paused. You paused.
I did not know what I was going to say is I never even accepted a blowjob when I was the MC at the comedy club because, you know, there were singers. And once in a while, it was
You didn't
sort
know.
of put out there that stage time, you know, maybe I could help myself with stage time. And I had enough integrity to, like, not go for that.
Now, that's a
But
terrible thing.
Yeah, no, it is a terrible thing. Unless, well, here's a good philosophical question. Is it a terrible thing if the woman wants to do it?
Well, I asked a very, very high-profile agent in town, a guy with whom I play some golf here and there, and I said, when the Weinstein thing was happening, I said, how many, and he represents big stars, and I said, how many people do you think, you know, did it, and they're like right now going, oh, I mean, you know, and got a nice bump out of it. And he said, a lot, tons. Where, you know, I'm gonna bang Harvey Weinstein. It's gonna be a horrible experience. But you know what?
Right.
I'm gonna get something out of this, and from there I'm gonna parlay and boom, on to the next thing.
I happen to know.
Is it the worst?
No, I happen to know from reliable, very reliable sources. As much as Harvey Weinstein is also absolutely, in my view, maybe I have to say, because I don't know where the legal thing is now. No.
In the right light.
A definitive rapist who belongs in jail. There also were instances of where it was a transactional.
Of course.
I think I can get an Oscar out of this man, and is that worth a blowjob? That's their decision.
I had early in my day a female executive when I was a very young man ask me to give a little spin. It was all part of a joke. It was all, give me a little spin. Look at you. You're so cute and young. I love all that bushy hair. Look at you. Give me a spin, the whole thing.
I could totally see that happening to you.
And I was a pig in shit. I thought it was funny. I enjoyed it. But, you know, at the end, I could have made
Well, I mean, I could think of two instances when I was young and dumb, when I first lived in New York, and I was hit on by a gay man in two different instances that I could think of. And sadly, that's it in my life. Like, I would hope, I would have hoped I was more attractive than to own, but like twice.
You're an acquired taste. You're very attractive.
No, and it was great because.
Not traditionally.
I remember the second time I did a set at the comic strip, and I got off stage, and there was this guy, and he was like sitting at the bar, and he was just telling me he thought I did a great set. And of course, you know, you're young and you're hungry for any sort of you know, finally a fan, you know, somebody and he's like, great. And I'm just like completely oblivious that this guy is gay and wants to fuck me and picking me up. and he's like talking, and we're talking, and it's like nothing. And then he's like, you know, you want to grab a bite? And I was like, again, still stupid. Like, no, I got to go and do another set at the other club, which I did. And come with? Sure, whatever. Ooh. Comes with. And then, like, we're eating at the club after the show. And, like, the second time the subject of homosexuality came up, it went bing. Oh, I get it.
Oh, late to the party.
Get it. This guy is bringing up the subject of homosexuality just out of the blue. Like, we could talk about anything.
Art history. Sex with me.
Sex with men. I mean, anything.
Whatever.
Furniture, literature. I mean, you know, ancient wisdom. Any of that, assholes. Whatever. Just whatever subject. And that's when I was like, oh, I'm on a date. I see. I'm on a date and I don't know it.
Yeah, you're being groomed.
And then I knew it, and I was nice about it.
I had the craziest thing happen to me in New York. You remember the Four Seasons on 57th Street. I don't know if they reopened it, but 57th and Park or whatever.
I remember staying there.
You always stayed there. And I was staying there for work, and I was out, you know, shopping or whatever, and I walk into the lobby, and I go, they didn't check cards back then. They didn't check your room key. I just went right to the elevator. I get in. This guy gets in.
That's your white privilege, asshole.
Okay, well, this other white man gets in behind me, and he's, you know, in the elevator with me, and he's talking. He goes, "Are you Billy Bush?" I said, "Oh, yes, yeah." He goes, "Oh, I see you on TV sometimes." I said, "That's well, thank you." I push 12. He doesn't push a number. We get to 12. The door's open. I get out. He gets out.
Ooh.
And I'm like, oh, you're on 12. Well, you know, we're on the same floor. Have a great time. I take a left. I go there down the hall to the right. I go to my room. He goes to the left, goes down the hallway the other way. And he's like, okay, good to see you. And I'm like, okay, bye. And I get into my room. About 3 minutes later, 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
And I had the latch on. I don't know why. I never would put the latch on, but I had the latch on. And I said, hello? Because I had a weird feeling. And he says, hey, Billy, it's me. It's Andrew from the elevator.
You exchanged names?
Whatever his name was.
But you already knew that from the...
It's me from the elevator.
From the group, from the small walk?
Small detail, Bill. He said his name.
No, it's not a small detail.
Okay,
if
we
you
wanna wrap up? Okay.
exchange names...
Well, he knew mine because he saw it from
That's
television.
different. You're a celebrity.
And he says it's me.
You said Andrew.
And whatever his name was. Could be Phil. Phil from the elevator. I'm the guy from the elevator. Oh, I said.
Okay, well, you're changing your story.
This is a legit story, Bill.
I know it is. But
Bill, you don't want to relive this if it's not real.
It's important whether you knew his name before he came to the door.
Maybe he said Andrew. I'm throwing out Larry. I go with Larry.
Okay, but that means that you had a conversation that...
I'm not interested in the story anymore, Bill. I'm not telling you. And there's a big finish. I'm not telling you.
I'm very interested. But you have to admit, that's an important detail. Because it implies
I'm not going to admit it.
A level of intimacy that would give him a little more purchase to knock on your door.
Okay, did I say to him in the elevator, oh, what's your name? No, I wasn't engaging in conversation. He might have thrown it out. I'm using a standard default name.
I'm done, counselor.
I usually use Larry. But anyway, he knocks, and I open the thing a little bit. I go, yeah, can I help you? And he goes, hey, I was just wondering, do you want to maybe have a drink or something in the bar downstairs? And I said, you know what? I got to go meet my mom for dinner. Thank you so much. No, I can't. I'm really in a...
Oh, this was not at the end of the night.
No, this is right there in the middle of the day, 4 o'clock. This guy, he liked to get it done early. And I said, no, that's good. He goes, well, would you like to just maybe have a quick drink?
Oh, wow.
And I went, a quick drink? Like we're just going to do shots or something? And it's going to... I said, no, really, I'm so sorry. I really don't want to keep my mom waiting. Thank you. All good. And he goes, then do you want one of these? And he looks down at my crotch and he goes, do you want one of these?
Oh, so you had opened the door.
Oh, I had it like this. And I'm in my little robe. I'm going to take a shower. And he goes, do you want one of those? And I was like, that means a blowjob.
That does.
And I went, that definitely. I said, no, thank you, though. And I closed the door. I actually thanked him for the offer. Closed the door.
That's fair.
And I go right to the phone and I called down the desk. And I said, hey, there is a guy on my floor. He lives at the end, one of the room, 12 down at the end, and he just propositioned me, and you need to get him out of here. And I don't. And they looked at him and they said, Mr. Bush, I don't think the guy's on your floor. He's not staying in this hotel.
Oh.
And I went, oh my God, the guy followed me in from the street the whole way, tracked me to the elevator all the way up. Whew,
kind of a flex.
Out.
It's kind of a flex for you.
Well, I mean, I'm an attractive guy.
You are.
I was in good shape then. I was young.
You know, gay men follow you.
Thank you.
And they don't even know you're gay. I guess they...
But I wonder what his hit ratio is. Like, how many times does that work? 10% of the time?
I gotta say, if that was me, I wouldn't have narked the guy, though.
Bill.
I wouldn't have. I would have just...
Bill, he's on my floor and he's propositioning me. I'm absolutely calling and at least moving myself to another floor.
Okay,
you cannot do that to someone staying in a room.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
And what was he going to do? Get a battering ram and knock your door down?
Maybe.
I mean, he look, the poor guy is lonely.
Are you defending this guy? What the hell? What is in this? Let me have one.
Seriously?
Yeah. No.
Oh, I am not defending him. I'm just saying I would have handled it differently. I just would not have narked on him.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because everything I did, I stand firmly behind.
Yeah, and
I do it again.
Hey, this is not nuclear disarmament. It's a small...
Apparently.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't have narked the guy because I would feel bad for him. I would feel like...
You would feel bad for the guy that followed me in from the street.
You know what? I remember when I couldn't get laid. And I remember how...
here we go. There it is.
I remember when taking the measure of myself And screwing up my courage to ask a girl out was like the hardest thing in the world. So I'm not saying this is like exactly like that, but it must took a lot of courage to knock on a stranger's door. Well, not a stranger. Apparently, you had a conversation where you exchanged names.
Yeah.
And then
this is an unbelievable relitigating.
It's just from his point of view. I mean, and again, were you really worried you were going to get raped?
I would not. You don't have to go to raped. I was being stalked in my room in a hotel. Bill, it was very uncomfortable.
Take it as a
compliment. I like to be comfortable when I'm in my hotel room on the road.
Yeah, I do too. That's why they put the lock on the door. At no moment were you really uncomfortable, physically uncomfortable.
I was uncomfortable as can be. My skin crawled, and I realized I was followed down the street into my hotel. And I believe they put in the key card. They had a security guy checking actual cards to see if, they match people's room.
So I guess this is a bad time to ask if you want to have a drink in my living room after the show.
It's terrible. Too soon. Okay. Although I can handle you. He was a big guy. You I can handle. I'm sure of that.
He was a big guy?
He was a bigger guy.
So he was a bear.
He was a bear.
Was he a bear?
I know what that is.
I know. I'm sure you do. You're a sophisticated gentleman.
Yeah, I know a bear when I
I know. But was he a bear?
He was a bigger man than me.
A bigger man?
I wouldn't call him a bear. A bear is really a great big guy.
Well, if you hadn't narked on him, I would say you were a bigger man than him.
You know what, Andrew? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Could have been something.
Andrew. Again, we seem to be so...
I think it was Andrew. I don't know why that feels right.
I feel like it totally was.
Well, I've tried to wipe my memory from it.
Well, apparently you didn't do
You are now cementing it in my memory forever.
You didn't do a good job, because Andrew lives on in your mind. I mean, you remember his name after all these years. Are you sure there wasn't something more going on?
I don't believe that I deserve this here. This is very random in Club Random.
It's okay. I've told this story before, but I think it's worth repeating. When I used to do Hawaii every year, and we would stay at the Four Seasons with, I think, the most beautiful hotel in the world there in Maui. Ooh. And the promoter was a gay man, and, Tinder was a thing, and as a thing. And where there was a lot of active...
You mean Grindr?
Grindr.
Grindr.
You know where there was a lot of
I hear.
Active Tinder activity? The men's room of the lobby at the hotel. Because it's married men who are going down and having gay sex in the lobby bathroom of a 5-star hotel while their wife is sleeping or getting a massage or something.
What is that? That says I want to go down there.
It's gay sex. It's guys who are married who are really gay or gay when drunk or
Gay in Europe.
I was never tempted like that, like I never understood that, in the military.
You've been a single man for a long time. Have you ever used the apps? The Tinder?
No. Oh, God, no.
Because those are like, there's the nice app, and the Tinder is
I wouldn't know how to get
100 yards away.
I wouldn't know how to get on one if I wanted to, and I don't want to.
You've never done the Raya, which is the celebrity app? Fancy people?
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. First of all, I don't think you can ever understand who you're meeting if it's on a screen. Also, who could possibly trust the pictures?
True.
I mean, people put.
They'd be like, this guy thinks he's Bill Maher. That's so funny.
People put their pictures on lots of things now. It's like right on your phone, like if it's the contact or whatever. And like I know these people, and I look at the picture, and I'm like, okay, but I know you. This is not you. So, why would I do that in a dating situation? And then, of course, being famous, it's not a good look. I mean, I've seen celebrities who got embarrassed being on Raya because people take a screenshot, and then you don't want to look like some schmuck and you'd see how you're fucking hitting on someone. It just everything about it is a red flag to me. And again, I just don't think you can get the measure of a human being through a screen. You have to sit close to them. You have to be able to look in their eye. You have to see their facial movements. All of this is communication to the part of your brain that may not be it may be unconscious, but it's all going in there, and it matters, and it's everything. And you have to literally smell them. You're not aware of it, but pheromones.
Oh, a smell is great. The right smell is, you know it. When you hug,
Well,
you can tell. And the laundry.
I don't like any smell.
How's your laundry? Does your laundry smell good? You have good laundry smell in bed. You've been with someone's clothes, they don't smell so good. Someone's clothes smell great.
Again, I feel like there's no need for smell anywhere in laundry or humans. Like I don't remember any like perfume. I don't wear cologne or anything, and I don't like it when a woman does. I mean,
really?
Yeah. I mean, if you're
I don't like an overwhelming, but a whisper of the right thing is great.
No, it's saying. I mean, it feels like you have to cover up something not good. Right. I mean, isn't that a lot of why people perfume themselves?
I have a fantastic cologne. I'm not wearing it now, but it's a nice little light spritz. It's a spray and a pullback.
I hear
it's so faint.
I hear it really worked on Andrew. I feel like
he caught the backdraft and he followed me right in.
I mean, I feel like he was almost entrapped. Considering your
now Andrew's the victim. Bill has turned this into Andrew is the victim. This is incredible.
Considering your cologne,
what is this, Meet the Press?
This is a case of entrapment. But no, I mean, Hollywood is just full of people who are married and then, at a certain point, midlife, shall we say, became gay men. I mean, some very prominent agents, managers, stars less because they don't like it out there. Sometimes, I mean, we all know there are certain stars who are.
We all know. We all have a short list of the ones we can't say.
Of the ones we can't say. And then there are others.
You go first. You name one. I'm not doing it, Bill. I'm not doing it.
I'm not going to do it.
That's a terrible suggestion. I would never.
Well, you've probably seen a million ads for hair growth products and thought, sure, like that actually works. But Nutrafol is not like the rest. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. You can feel great about what you're putting into your body since Nutrafol hair growth supplements are backed by peer-reviewed studies and NSF contents, certified the gold standard in third-party certification for supplements. The best part, it's easy to add to your daily routine. Order online, no prescription, free shipping, automated deliveries. And with a subscription, you save up to 20%. Get access to a naturopathic doctor and even a Headspace membership. If you want to see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months, check out Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code RANDOM. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code RANDOM. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code RANDOM. All right, I have to tell you about this game-changing drink that the Club Random team uses before a night out. It's called Pre-Alcohol from Z-Biotics because, let's be honest, we don't bounce back the way we used to. It used to be work hard, play hard. Now it's more like work just enough and go take a nap. Here's the deal. When you drink, alcohol turns into an unwanted byproduct in your gut. It's that buildup, not dehydration, that makes the next morning rough. Rough, really rough to say the least. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to help break that byproduct down. Just make it your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly and you'll thank yourself tomorrow. Halloween is coming up, so why don't you put Z-Biotics to the test? Take it before all those Halloween parties start, and trust me, the next day you can take your kids trick-or-treating around the neighborhood without feeling like Dracula just drained you. Head to zbiotics.com/random and use the code RANDOM at checkout for 15% off your first order. It's backed by a 100% money-back guarantee, no questions asked. Again, that's zbiotics.com/random, code RANDOM for 15% off. But I will say this, there are stars who they say it about who are not gay. Tom Cruise, they say, I don't think Tom Cruise is gay.
No.
He's a Scientologist. It's different. It's even weirder. Not that being gay is weird. I'm just saying it's less than the majority. But Scientology, that's his. I don't think you need Scientology and gay.
You know, I did a big interview with Tom Cruise. We never, ever, back in the day, 2005, we never wiped the format of Access Hollywood. It's always story, 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 news, news. But for Tom Cruise, I wrote him a letter, and I said, Tom, whenever we interview you, we ask, who are you dating, whatever. It never goes anywhere. You always talk about Scientology. So I thought, let's talk about it. And I said, I'd love to sit down with you.
I thought he didn't want to talk about it.
No, this was back when he did. And then it didn't go well, and so he stopped. But it all began with my interview with him, and then it went to Oprah's Couch and to Matt Lauer. You're being glib, Matt. You're glib, Matt. That started, the first one was with me, and I did a half-an-hour interview, Tom. His people got back and said, if you want to interview Tom, you have to go to each of the 4 Scientology centers in Hollywood, and you have to see them all and understand you can't just...
There's 4 right in Hollywood?
Well, there's the Celebrity Center, and then there's the Narconon, or the whatever, the Narcotics Center, and then there's the Human Rights Museum, and there's one other.
They have a good cleanse.
Maybe the other one's a sauna. I don't know.
Did you know that?
They have a good cleanse?
Scientology. I mean, the rest of it is so batshit. I mean, I can't even explain
What's the cleanse? Like a drink or like a steam?
Like a full cleanse. Like if you really want to get rid of the toxins in your body. I mean, more than just a day. It's like a month-long cleanse. But if you want to, I haven't done it, but I know people who have, who are not Scientologists, but the cleanse is good.
Yeah.
After that, the whole thing goes off the rails.
Goes off the rails, but I'll try the cleanse.
But the cleanse is good. So it's just saying there's goodness in everything. That's all I'm saying.
The point is I sit down with Tom for a half an hour. We talk about everything under the sun, and that's where, everybody picks up on stuff. We talk about psychotropic drugs, which he doesn't believe in, and I said, well, you worked with Brooke Shields, and, she took this Paxil, the drug for postpartum depression. It worked for her.
He's not completely wrong about the big idea.
Well, it was
that
not the time to say it, because he said, oh, yeah, where's Brooke's career now? And then that went off.
Did he
and then
really?
Matt Lauer followed up on that, and then they had their falling out. And but Tom thought the interview with me went great. He wrote me a beautiful handwritten note and sent me an $800 bottle of wine. Billy Bush, you are an upstanding man. That was an incredible interview. You're way too good for these entertainment. You're terrific. And I was like floating on a cloud with Tom. And then 2 days later, the couch, and then Matt, and he never talked about it again. But I will say this. You can judge Scientology. It works for him. Like different things work for different people. The guy was dyslexic. He couldn't read a script. He couldn't memorize anything. That somehow connected to him and made him the most prolific actor there is.
Okay, that's like saying...
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You'll give me that.
But, well, I can't really, because it's like saying the kingdom of Saudi Arabia works for the king of Saudi Arabia. Yeah, it does.
Well, you can say that. It does. For him.
It does. And at Scientology, there's a lot of evil shit that goes on in Scientology. I mean, people seem to disappear. You
might disappear. Be careful.
I know. They seem to be imprisoned. They seem to be subject to horrible things like scrubbing floors for years, and I mean it's just there is, I mean, and they're very litigious. And also they go after people who leave. I mean, look at Leah Remini and all the stuff she's exposed. So the fact that he's at the apex of this organization. Yes, it works for him. And I say that all adding, I'm a huge fan of his work.
Of his work.
And also...
But he wouldn't be able to do his work without it, according to him.
I would love someone to be able to ask him about this. Like, Tom, everyone loves you. You're such a nice guy. Everything you do is right and perfect and blah, blah, blah. You must be aware that this is going on in this organization that you're a part of. I mean, don't you...
No one's getting close enough to do that.
Right. But he could stop that. He has the power. I mean, it's not David Miscavige. It's Tom Cruise who's really the head of the
But Tom doesn't appear with Miscavige anymore. He doesn't go to I think he's a passive member. I mean, at this point, I don't think, anyone who's a high-profile member? No.
Okay, but if you're aware of this shit that's going on, and look at those shows that Leah did. I mean, people having to escape from it like it's a concentration camp in North Korea.
And I know
mean,
her
it's
well.
just crazy.
But it holds him together. What holds you together? It's not religion. So what's like is it the universe? What is the constant that centers Bill Maher?
It's a great question, Regis, and the answer...
Because you know what? You look like you might need some centering, Bill. Centering. We're going to center you.
You are. That is dead on. But no, I am centered. I mean, I think that's a lot what holds me together is I never, really go too far either way.
Yeah, you seem even keeled.
Even killed, it's being a comedian, I think, helps with that because, first of all, it gives you perspective. You laugh at everything. Second of all, you never have that kind of you're not like a musician who gets on this level that's like people are just treat you like a god. They don't treat comedians like a god. They like them. Comedy's king. But you're not you don't live in this. I mean, some of the musicians, you've interviewed musicians, I mean, they live in a bubble world of God knows. I mean, because there is just such adulation that they don't have to live in reality. So I never had that, which is great. And I also try not to get too low about the bad times. And,
yeah, that's the key.
And I also am very aware that I'm basically lucky. Good parents, stable upbringing, never enjoyed being a child, but it wasn't a nightmare. And
Were you an only child?
no. Why does everyone ask me that?
I know you feel like you. I don't know.
I know. No, I have a lovely older sister who's going to come out and visit me soon, and she still lives back east, and where we grew up in New Jersey, and
Where in Jersey were you?
Bergen County, New Jersey.
Sure.
She lives in the city. The Republicans will be interested in that. Richard Nixon retired too after he was president. Park Ridge, New Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
I lived in Jersey a little bit.
You did?
3 years in the Jersey.
Oh yeah, because you grew up in the area.
But I was out in Chatham, New Jersey, by Morristown.
That's so waspy bush.
Oh no, it's
Chatham.
not. No,
Look,
these
oh,
are
of course it is.
it's not
Chatham.
Westchester.
Oh,
It's not
please.
Westchester, which is what this is. Chatham is really good, simple, normal people. It's
No,
not.
it's-
You're thinking of Summit, Short Hills. Now you're thinking that Chatham is really good people.
Yeah.
Salt of the earth.
And yet you had a 2 Polo Pony garage, I understand.
3.
Did you ever play polo?
No.
No.
No, I was a
That's-
real athlete, Bill.
Oh.
Polo, that's not a riding on. It would be too frustrated. I was a lacrosse player, a hockey player.
Where do you live now?
I live in L.A. for some reason. Still, I'm not gonna die here in L.A. And that's when I get old.
Really?
At some point, I'm gonna get out of L.A. I'm an East Coast guy.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't think most people think that about you.
Well, I've been here 21 years.
I mean, I know from my friends who now, a lot of them, the millennials, are moving back to New York, and they tell me, they say, LA, it's lovely with the weather and all that stuff, but compared to New York right now, it's so dead. And I think that's probably true.
I think it is.
I mean, now for my age where I'm dug in here, I love it. The weather is the most important thing. I ain't going anywhere. But they do say, any night, if it's 11 o'clock at night and I want to do something and go out, I can call people and they're out, and I can go places and they're out. And that is just not LA. That's also not my age. If I was 40, that would appeal to me.
But you can walk out on the corner and get a cab and go, or now a Waymo, and
Right.
go wherever you want to go.
Yeah. No.
In a second.
Yeah.
LA, it's like, hey, we're going out to dinner, I'm not going over there.
But then you have to live in New York with its shitty weather, and you have to live in a building. To live in
duck into a little pub, you can go to a little diner like you like.
This is a little pub. I don't care.
Well, I can't just duck into here. I mean, this is scheduled. I'm cleared with security, the whole thing. But it doesn't work tomorrow.
There's no place you can just duck into in
I'm going to
LA?
come by tomorrow, Bill. I'm going to come by tomorrow. We're going to have a little puff and a little hang.
I had drinks a week ago after the show at the...
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
A lot of professionals in there, Bill.
It's so funny.
A lot of hookers.
I was with 2 young ladies who were good friends of mine.
How young?
They were like, I just want to have a drink. The show, the week had been a real bear, and not the kind Kennedy eats, just a real bear.
Or the kind that shows
so I
up
was
at
like,
my door.
I need a fucking drink. where are we going to dinner? I was like, we're not going to dinner. We're going to drink first. And then they were telling me, yes, I had known this, that is like, and I was like, oh, I want to see the whores. It was like a theme park, or like I want to see the whores.
Yeah.
Because I had heard of that, and I don't normally go there to drink.
The little lobby bar off to the
yes,
left.
No, that's where
that's professional.
But we were there too early, and it was like there were no whores.
Terrible whore.
It was like when you go to the zoo and the polar bear won't come out because he's sleeping inside of his igloo. It's like, come on, I came all the way to the zoo. Can I not see the fucking polar bear? But we had to go to dinner before
Hooker watching is the best. Bill, I grew up in New York City. I'd call when I was a little boy, I was probably 12 years old, 14, 13. I'd call my friend in the building and I'd say, let's sneak out. When the parents would go to sleep, 12:30, we'd go down the elevator right out on 86th Street and go up and watch the hookers work. It was fascinating.
What did you see?
We would just see them with the shorts and the very tight little, short dresses, picking up guys on the street, and we just watch them.
Were you able
Ladies of the night, knowing that they were going to go have sex in a car or something.
Right. Or behind the dumpster.
That's true, yeah.
Were you able to hear what they were saying to the prospective customer?
Yeah, occasionally, as you got used to it, you could go up and listen to some of the lingo and buy a dime bag.
I remember when I used to walk from when I used to walk from my shitbox apartment on 8th Avenue and 55th Street down to the Improv, which was the third club in New York when I started, on 44th and 9th. That was the original, showcase comedy club. That's Bud Friedman. Started that in 1962, and that was the theater district. All the other comedy clubs, the Comedy Store, Catch a Rising Star, the Comic Strip, they all came...
Bottoms Up, Belly Up, what was it called?
The Belly Room?
Which is the one down, the belly, the bottom,
The Belly Room is in the Comedy Store. That's like just women in the Belly Room. I'm sure there's something wrong with that, but don't blame me. I didn't invent it.
Interesting.
But I would walk from 55th down to 44th along 8th Avenue, and that was prime hooker territory. And it was always... Again,
rare sightings.
The naivete of the 22-year-old. Like, the first time, the hooker was like, "You want a date?" And I was like, "A date?
Where are we going? Frankie and Johnny's?
A date. Should we go into a duet of something?
It's like what
stupid?
Andrew said to me in the hotel. You want a drink? And it wasn't a drink.
A date. Well, I've got to do a set, but I see.
Oh. I one of those clubs. I interviewed Jerry Seinfeld down there when I was young. It was my most humiliating. I was probably a year into the job, and being a New Yorker, I wanted Jerry Seinfeld to like me. I just wanted to be liked by Jerry, and I prepared like crazy, and I went down to interview Jerry, and it was downstairs in a comedy club.
The Comedy Cellar.
Started with a B.
The Comedy Cellar.
Cellar. He was promoting his...
In Greenwich Village?
Maybe.
The Comedy Cellar, yes.
Comedy Cellar.
Still there and very famous. And it was not there when I first started, but soon after, I did sets at the Comedy Cellar. It was there in the early 80s. So, yes, it's been there forever. It's where Chris Rock and Louis C.K. and lots of guys go when they want to try out material still. And maybe Jerry still. I don't know. But, yeah, it's a great club.
It was it was his place. He knew everybody. Jerry was wearing a white T-shirt with a sweater over. And I'm wearing a button-down shirt, like very thin button-down shirt. And so Jerry's clearly warmer than I am. But I am so nervous, and the lights are on, and it's two cameras, and it's me and Jerry, and I'm so prepared, and things are going great. And the interview's rolling, and then I start thinking about how it's going great. And another voice comes in, and I'm so young and then I talk myself out of the fact that it might be going great. And broadcast news occurs. I'm sitting with Jerry, and I start to sweat, and it's like the map of Rhode Island appears on my chest, and I'm like, and then I'm thinking about it, and like, no, this can't happen to me. It's going so great. Jerry fucking likes me. This is working. Rhode Island becomes Massachusetts. All of a sudden, we've got New England, and fucking Africa just shows up. And Jerry finally goes, "Are you going to be okay?" And I just, he loved it. And for the rest of the time, he brings it up. Are you going to be okay?
Well, I could have saved you all that. I've known Jerry for a very long time. He's one of the greatest humans, you know, obviously other than comedy, but like I started with a lot of people and know a lot of comics, but Leno and Seinfeld are the two best humans that I know from the business. But the idea that Jerry Seinfeld would give a shit about whether he liked you or not,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
way off the map.
No.
He might, but as a kid growing
up
whatever
in
you
New
were
York.
trying to do to make that happen couldn't make it happen. It would either come for what it was or it wouldn't, and he would not apologize if he didn't like you.
Well, because I sweat so much, he ended up really liking me.
That's great.
And so we
Yes.
became great, you know, and then I forever time and
Yeah.
it's great.
So do you still want to be in the interview game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing my podcast, which you're promoting right now, Hot Mics. And, you know, we have all kinds of people in, including you, I hope.
Sure, absolutely.
That would be wonderful. And by the way, Chuck, works in the same building over at Howie Mandel's place.
Right.
Become great friends with Howie, and he built a whole new studio for us because it's going great. And I love that. And I love, you know, so we have lots of people in, and
you think TV?
I'm doing it for myself. We got, you know, sponsors and stuff, and it's about the same money as TV.
Do you think TV
money, not yours,
is essentially dead? I mean, like, no,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's still thriving because I still read every year in May, they have the upfronts, which is, Christ, they did that when I was doing sitcoms in the 80s where they sell the ad dollars to the people who are advertising on TV, and somehow it's still like $9 billion.
Yeah,
because
I know,
there's a
it's
lot of people who are still watching CSI and whatever the fuck they got.
Oh,
on.
they're still milking every last bit of it right now. They're putting out new CSIs and NCISs and things.
And people watch my
911s.
show on YouTube and lots of other places, but people still have HBO, and you know, so it's not quite dead yet. But obviously, we saw recently with Colbert and Kimmel. Now, obviously, there was politics involved in that, but there were also shows that were losing money. There's no doubt about that.
Of course.
There's no doubt that form, I thought it was anachronistic for years. I mean, the idea that people in this age would like sit there at 11:30 at night and wade through the commercials, and they don't. They watch the clips, you know.
Of course, but I would think that the YouTube money that you make on real time is probably significant. I mean,
I'm sure it
people
is.
watch New Rules, they want to see your monologue, and
Yeah.
so they put it out in 15-minute form. They put it out the whole episode. They put out the shorts.
Yeah.
I bet you monetize more than you probably know.
No,
I
I'm
hope
sure
you know.
they do. I'm just saying, obviously, this business is changing. That and streaming, you know, are the two biggest things. And TV, it's almost like, well, why would you want your job back in TV? Because TV is sort of the past. I mean, I'm going to hang on to mine as long as I can. But again, it's on different forms. It's I never worry about the way the industry changes because I'm content. They will always need content. They could beam it from the moon off my ass. They will still need content. They have, you know, they're going to change how they show people shit, but people still just basically want to watch shit because they don't.
You'll go longer than anyone else, and most people, and I'll tell you why.
I already have.
Right, but you are you're also like a boutique. It's nice to have in the portfolio.
Right.
David Zaslav of Warner Brothers loves having Bill Maher in real time in his portfolio, just like he loved Curb Your Enthusiasm and Larry. And he begged Larry to do another season because those are like, they give him great pride to have those in there. So you're good for another 10, I see, maybe. 80-year-old Bill Maher.
Again, what I'm selling, you can do for a long time because I'm selling comedy and wisdom. And yeah, you can do that at 80. Yeah, if I was, you know, Benson Boone, I can't at 80. You know,
Benson Boone.
I don't know him, but I know he flips on stage, and that's not an 80-year-old thing. But what I'm doing could be. I mean, my thing was built for longevity. It's true. Like I said, you don't have that musician thing where you're like, you know, the flavor of the year, and everyone's just like sucking your jock. But you have longevity that I mean, very few musicians are relevant past 40.
Yeah.
Some past, not past, and athletes. models, they're all done by mid-30s.
True.
Well,
You've been doing this forever.
yes. I mean, I only got started in mid-30s, but that's the nature of it. You know, I had a talk show that was going to go on when I was 29, and they never put it on the air, and they were probably right. It's like, don't send a boy to do a man's job. It's just not the kind of thing you can do without some gravitas. It's not a job for a 29-year-old.
That's so true.
You know.
Bill, politically incorrect. I mean, you have it on the wall there.
Oh,
I mean, I was on that show way
Yeah.
back in the day. I don't know if you remember.
Oh.
I was on that show. How could you remember? You have many-
everybody was on that show.
I was on that show, and I was on Real Time. So I've been on your...
And now here, the trifecta.
I mean, I've got the trifecta. That makes us friends. If you have three
will-
hangs, you're friends. That's it.
I've always
My friend Bill Maher.
loved the way the show business part of it, if done organically, can lead into friendship. But it has to be organic.
Yeah.
You can't be the talk show host who's, you know, meet somebody once and right after the show, can I get your number? You know, you can't be that. It has to happen so that 20 years down the road, when someone sees you in a bar together and they say, how do you guys know each other? You just go, I don't know.
I don't know.
You know, I just feel like I always knew him, but yeah, I know I didn't. But somewhere along the way, we just became, and that.
I'd like to be in your mentor program.
I'd like to meet Andrew. What's your status? Are you married now? Are you
Why?
asking for
Andrew and I are
asking
quite
for-
happy, Bill. We don't have room for you.
asking for a friend?
For a friend. I'm a single man. I'm a single
Oh,
man.
you are?
Yeah.
But you were
I was married for
obviously-
20 years. Yeah. Great woman. We're still very close. 3 great daughters.
I just heard Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, 20 years.
I know.
What? You say it like you really care.
Oh.
I love the look on your face. It's like, I know. I mean, come on. It's,
We, the celebrity community, really
Yeah.
suffered a loss.
I mean, boy, people think there's problems around the world.
I
You
know.
know, Middle East and so forth. But what about this?
Oh,
No, I mean, it's sad, but like, it is amusing to me the way when a couple breaks up and everywhere in the media sphere, they are all speculating. What could it be? What could it be? You know, was it the she's on the set with kissing other men, or is it? It's like it's always the same thing. They're fucking tired of each other. Humans weren't meant to spend every fucking day together, and they do. And after a while, it's just like, I can't do it anymore. It's not like I don't love you anymore. I do, but I've just seen you too much, and I'm tired of you.
have you ever heard of the French sex therapist, relationship therapist, Esther Perel? She's a
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah. Big, you know, TED Talk on YouTube. Millions and millions and millions. When I was separated and wondering, can we put this back together? I booked a $1,200 an hour session. She's probably $15,000 now. This was a while back. But she said to me something interesting. She said, everyone will have 2 to 3 great loves in their life. Some people will choose to have that with the same person, which I thought was interesting, meaning, you know, 20-year installments would be like a really good run. And I would have loved to have gone on, but I think it just, you change, you become different people, you got to re-up. So it's like a re-signing.
I mean, that's a very interesting statement to me, having reached this age, because
2 to 3
it's
weeks.
almost exactly right in my life. As far as like someone who was perfect for me,
Yeah.
I feel like that did come around twice.
And it's-
Roughly 30, 60, and I ain't waiting until 90. Okay.
Are you dating now?
Let's not talk about that.
I want to know.
No, I don't talk about that. I'm very happy. Very happy. I mean, that's his. I kept
I'm
it.
happy.
Yeah, good. I'm
But I
happy.
could be happier. I'll say that.
But you're single.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I think I'm ready for
Let's
the...
go to the.
Hey. I'm going to say, you know, I've got plans, but I'm available.
Gonna sue me for this. I mean, it's like I'm kind of saying that they're the hotel where you get whores. They may give me a bonus. I don't know. Maybe I'll get
Exactly.
maybe I'll get free drinks.
There
You
are
know.
professionals, escorts working in Los Angeles
And there-
at all the nice
And
hotels.
there should be.
Yes.
I mean,
It's your prerogative. You're traveling. You're a businessman. You're on the road. If that's what you want to do, that's your right. Bill's a libertarian.
You don't even have to be traveling or a businessman. You just have to be a human being who,
you don't have to be a businessman.
You don't. There's a wide range of where we are as far as, and that's my symbol for a wide range of where we are on the scale of companionship. I mean, there is like ultimate true love. Great. That's what we're all maybe aiming for, but we fall short sometimes. And there's friends with benefits. I mean, what's that? Should we judge that? I don't. I don't think we should. But okay, but it's somewhere on the scale between absolute true Abelard and Eloise love and over here, the whore. That's over here. Yeah. You don't even like go to a room. Okay, that's over here. Let's call that completely transactional.
Oh.
Okay. And then there's like maybe the escort, thing. I was just watching this wonderful movie. I think it's called Madam X with Jacqueline Bisset and Linda Hamilton. It's terrific. I'd never heard of it, and it's about this magazine writer who goes over to talk to Jacqueline Bisset in Paris, and she runs this sort of agency for escorts. And Linda Hamilton thinks, oh, this is just a nice way of saying they're a bunch of whores. But no, it's more like courtesans. She's training these women to be sophisticated, and they meet these well-to-do gentlemen. Look, there's an element to that in it, but there's an element to that in life. And it's just very sophisticated, sort of Parisian flavored movie. I thought it was terrific. And it, gets at something real, which is there is a certain amount of horse trading before we get to absolute true love. And, I don't really think we should judge anybody wherever they are on that journey to it.
But I'll tell you what, I know the courtesans, it's an active thing. Los Angeles has a very thriving escort business. It does.
Have stars ever confided that in you?
No, I wouldn't tell me that. No.
Right.
Why would you tell me?
No, that's true. Dumb question.
Dumb question.
Yeah.
Never.
So you're single, and you would rather be a married person? That suits your personality?
I will tell you this. I've been single for a while. The whole thing had a nice, I would say now, I think a nice, so I don't want to die alone, Bill. I want a nice partner. And it will be I won't do the one night stand thing. I'm too fucking old for that, by the way. You can't be 53 hooking up with people.
Well, but can I just comment on one thing? Again, this lovely agree to disagree relationship we have. You are going to die alone. I promise you, when you're dying...
Will someone be holding my hand?
Yeah, but they're not coming with you.
No.
You're going to die alone.
That's true.
You're going to die alone. I mean, it would be nice to have a hand. To me, I feel like I'd almost be more upset, and I hopefully will be holding a hand. I mean, I know what hand I'll be holding, I think, but
mine.
But I think it would make me even sadder because it's like, oh, wow, I do have to let go of you now. And
this is it.
I'm not going to see you in 3 weeks or ever, but maybe our pets are up in heaven together. I mean, it's that's so. To me, that argument, which I've heard a lot, I've also heard the argument of when you get old, who's going to feed you the soup when you can't? Like, I don't want someone to feed me the soup. If I'm at that stage, I'm not feeling sexy. It's hard to go from feed me the soup to let's get freaky tonight. So I just think if I'm that far gone, I don't. It's like when
I don't want you alone in a room, though. See, I've got 3 daughters. They're going to be there.
They're going to be there.
They're going to
exactly.
My daughters are going to be there.
Right.
Sons, if I had them, probably not. But the daughters will be there, Bill.
Of
That's
course
going to be
they
a
will.
beautiful thing. All that money I spent on them and they're going to usher me out. I was with my dad when he died, and you may not believe in God, but I'll tell you what, you believe in something. You believe in energy in the universe or something, because
I believe there's a universe.
When he left the room, Bill, I was on Instagram or something because he hadn't talked in 3 hours and he was in the twilight. And
wait, go back. You're talking about, this is your father's deathbed?
My father in 2021.
You're at his deathbed.
I am in his, it's in Florida, in his bedroom, and my mom's in the kitchen.
You knew he was dying.
Oh, yeah. No, we were in the hospital 2 days before. He had a heart condition where
they sent him home because
we're going to pump his heart full of this fluid. It's probably 48 hours max.
Right.
And Dad said, or we can keep him going in the ICU.
No,
Dad said, no,
you want to die at home.
take me home.
There's a moment, yes.
Bill, talk about a beautiful death. The nurses, got him in his golf shirt. They combed his hair. Mom, Dad, me, the three of us. My brother, his wife is giving birth to a child in Boston, so
the cycle of
he
life.
Can't be there.
Cycle
By the
of-
way, same name. And they went in and out the same day, Bill. It's getting more religious. And we're sitting in the room, and we have a martini toast. Dad has a very small martini, Mom a middle one, and I have a
He was
fishbowl.
able to even sip a martini?
Yeah, we have a martini toast. And he said to me, I want to do, I really would like to do one thing with Mom that doesn't involve her taking care of me, like some kind of like a hand of cards or something that I could just. And so Mom tried to sit there and play cards with him. We had a martini toast. And the next day he starts to go, and I'm sitting in the room, Mom's in the kitchen, and I'm on my phone because he hasn't spoken in, 3 hours, but I'm with him and he's still breathing. And all of a sudden, I feel this tremendous energy lift, and I went, whoa, whoa. It was profound. And I look over, and just then, he had died. His spirit left the room, and I felt it all over me. And I went, oh, my God. Mom, he just left. And she comes in, and she goes over and holds his hand. She's, yep, he did. And that was an energy shift I will never forget. So whatever it is, it was powerful. Just think about when you leave the room. What a personality.
Well,
Oof, it's an earthquake.
the problem is sometimes when you do that, you also fart. And then it's like it's the
Dad would have laughed. If he would have laughed
the
at that.
goodness of, being raptured up there, but then the fart. But no, but look, I'm not going to poo-poo that because I've known too many people, smart people, intelligent people, not drunk people, not religious people, who have had some experience, not at that moment of death. This is the first I've heard of that, but it's the same kind of thing, with what can only be called ghosts.
He went somewhere. Because the shell,
Yeah.
it looked different.
So,
as soon as that happened, he looked like a
I don't-
hardened shell.
I don't know what the answer is on that, but I'm always in the school of I don't know.
You're
I
always
have no
evolved.
dogmatism about it. I don't think it's Jesus dying on the cross 2,000 years ago has a lot to do with it. But is there some sort of energy transference or something, or I don't know. Again,
All this
just
that's
so
in
many-
there, it goes somewhere. The shell that you're in is just a shell, but the thing, the Bill
Possibly.
Maher is in there. It's
Possibly.
an energy,
Or-
and it's going somewhere.
Or possibly not. That's also possible not. But again, I can't.
Well, I know because I witnessed it, so I know it for a fact. I mean, I know that
Something happened,
something majorly happened, and I
Right.
went, and
you
I
felt
sat
it,
up
you
like
felt
I
it
felt it
you
all
felt
over
it
me.
physically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm
Good testimony.
I don't know. Nobody knows, but I don't discount the idea that something does go on beyond. I don't know what it would be and where I fit in, and if there's a bar.
You ever done a psilocybin journey?
Of course.
I
You're
just
talking about
did.
mushrooms?
I just did like a real 5-hour journey with a guide and the whole thing where you
I
see
didn't have a
things.
fucking guide. I was in college. Who has a guide?
You were at the
A
Sphere.
guide.
You were at
We-
the Sphere.
We put them in a blender and ate it. And
Okay, that's
and
different. I did that too.
Tripped our brains out
No,
for 5 hours.
I'm talking about a real like
It's the same
attention
thing.
set journey.
It's 5 hours.
No, I'm talking about a journey.
A journey? Yeah, it was a journey. It was a laugh journey.
I'm talking about on the ground, blanket, eye mask.
Were you
and
laughing?
with the music? No.
Then you weren't on mushrooms.
Yes, I was on psilocybin, sassafras, and whatever
Okay,
other
so they mixed it
mistletoe.
with-
This is from Peru. This is,
Mistletoe.
what? Yeah, mistletoe's a real thing.
Oh, I'm not saying
These
we
are
have to,
real plants, 4 capsules, and deep down a slide and like off into a 5-hour journey of the most emotional experience I've ever had. I'm crying. I'm seeing my dad and everyone. I saw you for a minute. I mean, it was powerful. It wasn't, shrooms
Okay,
at the Sphere.
that's a little different. But can I
But
offer?
it's healing.
Can I offer one suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
I think if Andrew, instead of playing it the way he played, had knocked on your door
Like a man.
like a man,
Not a
and you
coward.
opened it and it's got the crack, not all that dialogue about drinks and this, which is
Yeah.
bullshit that you can smell. If he just said nothing, but unzipped his fly, took his dick out, and held the mistletoe. Mistletoe.
It might have worked out differently.
Over your dick. I mean, to me, that's elegant. It's
Well, at least it's funny.
It's
I mean,
clever.
Yeah, he's clever.
It's clever.
Yeah.
You're saying, you know what?
It was December, I think,
I'm
too.
a straight man. I don't really want to suck this dick, but that's good. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm missing something. Well, I hope you find happiness in the romantic realm.
I believe so.
Because, as Freud said, you know, there's really only your work and your love life. Those are the two things that determine whether you're happy or not. And you know, some people are unlucky and they don't have either. Some people get lucky and you have both. I've certainly had times in my life when I've had neither. I've had times in my life when I've had one, times in my life I've had both. And if you only have one, you're kind of like walking around on one leg,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Whichever one it is. I've known what it feels like to be like in love, but my career is in the shitter. Or my career is
Has
going...
your career ever been in the shitter?
Of course.
Really?
No.
You were out of business for a minute, but then you went right to the new show.
Okay, well, I started as a comic in the early 80s.
I'm talking about like real, once you're on TV.
Well, that's my life, so that was very important to me.
Okay.
Okay, this is the most important part. So, like, when I started, we all wanted to get on a sitcom, come out to California, do the Tonight Show, get on a sitcom. I did all that exactly as you're supposed to. Got on a sitcom, got on another sitcom, got on another sitcom. But after 3 sitcoms, that kind of like played itself out. And yes, then I was like wandering in the wilderness for about 5 or 6 years before I got politically incorrect. So that's very common in show business. You have that era where you are just sort of, oh, I thought I was well on my way, but then I wasn't.
Yeah.
Even Frank Sinatra had that.
Yeah.
Remember From Here to Eternity was his comeback movie because he was like the biggest thing in the world, and then he couldn't get arrested. He was opening supermarkets. I mean, that, you know, show business is not a steady climb usually.
No.
I've been very fortunate, yes, since...
Was it your idea, politically incorrect?
Yeah,
You
of
brought it,
course.
pitched it.
Of course.
Right. That's the move.
But, you know, I've been, like I say, comedy, you don't get the skyrocket to the moon, but it's steady. It's steady, and you can work till 80. Or with AI, who knows? I mean, I could be out doing my show on the moon. Hello, I'm AI, Bill Maher.
Beamed off your ass.
I'm in Harvard. No. Computers are the greatest. Imagine if I was pimping for fucking AI and like it was really just the AI me, and I was trying to sell the audience on how great AI was.
Ugh. I hate AI. I don't want it. I want EI.
And I saw you have one drink.
Yeah.
That's your limit.
No.
No. So you drink.
Yeah.
Okay. But just because you were mentioning mushrooms.
I like a little of everything. No, the mushrooms was a soul-searching sort of a real, you know, in place of the therapist.
Oh, like Aaron
I fired the therapist
like Aaron
as soon as I
Rodgers
got
and
back.
ayahuasca.
Yes.
Okay, so you had like an
But
hour.
I don't like the throwing up part. The ayahuasca, this stuff is, I'm not there to purge.
So what did the mushrooms teach you?
Incredible things. I had a nice connection with my father that I needed because my father was old school, you know, you get married and you work through it and that's it, and you don't ever get divorced. And he was really, and I never, the guilt and the shame that I carried from the divorce was very much
What are you guilty?
from my beloved dad, who I love, a wonderful man of morals and integrity.
What are
and
you
the whole thing.
guilty about? What are you shameful
I
of?
just feel like, you know, I should, Dad, you don't, it's hard to explain, but the
Tell
old
me.
man was such a great guy, and I just felt like
But
I
that
wish
doesn't
I could have
explain
pleased him
why
more.
you felt bad about getting divorced. I mean, things happen in life.
That's true.
People change. Love dies. It's unfortunate. It doesn't have to, but
Yeah, but for him, he was so disappointed. And when you see your old man who loves you so much disappointed, it's hard. He was sad about it.
So,
see it.
But I always want to ask people, but what? Okay, so I'm a bad guy because I was married for 20 years.
Well, I'm not a bad guy.
No, I'm just hypothetically. I'm not saying me either. I was never married, but like, this is how people think. Like, because society makes you think this way. I'm a bad guy because I was married for 20 years, and then, okay, I dumped my wife. Oh my God. And I even got with a younger woman, maybe. You're just the worst person in the world. Okay, granted, worst person in the world. My question, as opposed to what? I'm not happy. We're in a dead relationship, but I should just suck it up for the rest of my life? That's your alternative? Just suck it up? Because that's bad. So I
agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that. But for me, it was, you know what it was? It was letting go of everything in the past. What the journey did for me, what this psilocybin journey did was everything is 2 feet in the future. There's just, don't spend a minute on the old stories or the old things that you tell yourself.
Right.
Fucking let them all go and keep 2 feet in the future. And that is what I came out of it with. And whew, that's it. Fired that therapist right away. Because what? I give him $400 a week and we have the same conversation.
You fired who?
My therapist, the psychiatrist. I would go and sit on the couch like this. And I fired him and I said, you know what? We're having the same conversation every week and I pay you the same. And well, I don't want to see you next week and have the same conversation. So
yeah, I could have told you that.
I had the answers.
Oh, of course.
I had them. Just needed to get over the wall, Bill, the scar tissue.
I mean, I'm not saying therapy doesn't help some people and it's valid sometimes, but I mean, for somebody like you, to me, this was always just bullshit. I mean, you don't need a fucking therapist. And also the idea that mushrooms did a better job than therapy, I kind of love.
Yeah.
I kind of love that.
Bill, I'm going back. I'm doing it again.
Doing what?
This is another journey. And I love it. It's the most, you access emotions you have in you, but you can't get them just in
Okay, but this is very interesting to me because I've done mushrooms many, many times, but this was not the experience. The experience of mushrooms, and not just me, everybody, when I did them, was you just laugh your ass off. So they must be doing something different with the mushrooms, adding something to it that makes it much more of this introspective experience.
Yes.
Because for me, the mushroom experience, it wasn't introspective in that way. What was different than every other drug was every other drug makes me horny, and mushrooms made me think about sex and go, why would I put a part of my body inside a part of your body? That was like the funniest, most ridiculous thing in the world. I'm going to put this thing and going to get bigger? First of all, that was 10 minutes of laughing. And then I'm going to put it in you, like you're another person. I'm going to put something...
This date is over.
This is a crazy idea that a part of me goes in a part of you. What are we, Legos? You know, and that's what mushrooms did to my mind.
Yeah, but you didn't do the journey. You ate some caps and stems, and you did that. These are capsules of, plant medicine from Peru.
This is just a harder
version. And 2 capsules, a walk in the garden with these people at their home. They're both in their 70s. They've been doing this for 20 years. They're incredible people. All stemming from a conversation I had on an airplane with a guy who was a big private equity guy, and he's like, I don't drink, I don't smoke, but I'll tell you what, psilocybin saves the world. I said, we talked for 2 hours straight. I go to these people that he sets me up with. 2 capsules, walk in the garden, come back. I said, I'm feeling something. And she said, okay, 2 more capsules, and I'm gonna lay you down right here, blanket, eye mask, music. And I'm sitting there going, I'm going to tell her I need more. It's not working. We've all done this with edibles, right? And then down a slide, off the end of the slide, and I'm floating in this journey. Bill, I see everybody. I see my mom and dad's relationship. I see my daughters. I see my ex-wife. I see my brother, and I see, what he wanted as a little boy, and he didn't get the attention. And all the little traumas get addressed, and I see everybody I want to see, and I feel and I understand, and everything goes in its place. It's over. The music is playing, and the journey follows the music. And I take the mask off when it's over, and I say, how long was I down? Thinking it was an hour. He said, 5 hours. And I went, wow, I think you might have really set me on the right path. I did not want to leave. It was incredible.
You saw all these people from your family, like, in the past?
In present and past. My dad,
past.
my mom, I saw their relationship. I understood their marriage better.
Can you tell W not to go to Iraq?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Okay, so...
He's not going to do your show.
Oh.
He just texted me back.
You know what? I've also...
He said Bill was doing great until then.
Yeah. I've also said, in the spirit of, like, keeping a completely open mind, there is every chance, I would even bet on it, that in 20 years, or 10, or 5, I don't know, somebody will put out an article talking about how smart it was to go into Iraq. Because one thing you can always count on is revisionism. I'm not there yet, but, you know, the Middle East is a very fraught, weird, dangerous place where the world could end for a number of different reasons, and it's fucked up in a lot of ways. And, you know, again, I wasn't for it, but we don't know what the future will hold and how it will make things in the past.
We don't know what the balance will be.
I mean, it was a very Texas reaction. You know, it was like, they kicked our ass, we're going to kick their ass.
Somebody's ass is good.
Yeah. War. Where? I don't know. I'm not a detail guy.
How about,
you figure out where.
Nah, you know, he would...
No, it was the wrong country. It was a country that did not attack us. But let's not get into that.
No, let's get into that. That would be really fun.
Iraq did not attack us. That's why it was crazy. It was like...
Did you see the pitch at Yankee Stadium? Did you see that pitch?
Did you see...
Country comes together on a pitch. One pitch.
And he can pitch.
He could pitch.
I could do that, too.
What a moment.
I saw 50 Cent pitching again.
Oh, my God.
He's the worst.
Terrible.
Terrible.
The Cubs game.
Well, there was one he did like 5 years ago that was just way beyond embarrassing. And then he did one that was just better, but still awful. I could pitch. I could throw a ball to the home plate. I'm not saying I can get batters out, but it would look like a major league pitch.
Can you throw like a...
Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah, you can throw like a man?
I mean, Aaron Rodgers was here. We went out here.
You and Aaron?
Yeah, out the door after the show. And I picked, there's this fruit tree out here, and they're not, I don't know even what that fruit is, but it's hard as a fucking rock. You couldn't eat it even if you wanted to. And there was a tree, it's like 50 yards down. And like I'm always, whenever we walk up there, I always say to my girl, I can fucking hit that tree from, and it's a long way and a hard piece of fruit, and I dead center it every time.
And you did it for Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
Earned his respect. Probably had it before. Are you a Giants fan because of Jersey?
Totally.
Me too.
Never stopped.
Jackson Dart. No, me neither.
Well, let's wait. It's one game.
Malik Neighbors is gone. We're in trouble there. That's a terrible thing. As Dart gets going, Neighbors goes out.
I was a Mets owner for 10 years, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was a minority owner of the Mets. I mean,
you know, my great uncle owned the Mets.
Who was that? Wilpon?
No, sold it to Wilpon and Doubleday.
Doubleday? Is your uncle?
No. G.H. Walker owned them and sold the Mets to Doubleday.
Oh, is that right?
I mean, he was great uncle, so I didn't know him. But
do you have any money from the Bush family?
You know, no, but the... Can you give me some? You have a I'd like you to cut me a check. Just a little bridge. A little bridge, Bill.
You're doing fine.
I'm okay.
Yeah. No, I
You know, that's funny. People think the Bushes are rich. You know, it's the speech givers, you know, that were president that have a lot of dough.
Yeah, they're not
really rich.
They're not like the Kennedys.
No.
Right? No, they never were.
I made more money than my father for years when I was on a roll.
Yeah, there's no industry you can think of that's associated with the Bushes, right? I mean, it's like the Kennedys. Joe was famously a bootlegger. And then they own Marshall Fields in Chicago.
Yeah, there's no Bush family. There's no, like, railroad, or it's not that kind of, like, you know. I mean, H.W. did a little oil, and George W. did a little oil, and then but not big-time Hunt family oil or Boone. You know,
do you have any sort of simpatico relationship with any other, like, nepo political babies like RFK.
Chris Cuomo, I like a lot. He and I,
Cuomo. I
Cuomo
love
and I
Chris
talk.
Cuomo.
We talk daily Stoic.
Really?
We're both Stoics. I text with him all the time.
Stoics?
He'll text me, "Where have you been?"
Wait, Stoics?
Well, we read the Daily Stoic. We read
I see.
Stoic philosophy.
Really?
Yeah.
Stoic
He wanted to
philosophy?
start a group. I really like Cuomo because he's got a lot of fight in him.
Oh, I love him. What Stoic philosophy, meaning, I mean, a Stoic, when people think of Stoic, they
Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. I mean,
yeah, right. I'm sure everyone's real familiar with their shit. But
well, they're familiar with the tenet, the basic tenet.
yes.
You cannot control what happens to you. You can only control how you react to that.
And Stoicism would say by not reacting at all. I mean, Stoicism is like, no, when you say someone is Stoic, it's like you're getting nothing from them.
You know, also is non-reactionary.
That's
Scientology. Just letting you know.
But I mean, that's what you want to be, a Stoic?
You want to be able to, just like you are. You are a natural Stoic. You said it earlier. You don't ride the highs too high and you don't ride the lows too low. You kind of try and stay in the middle. That's basically Stoic.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought
Don't
it was...
react to things that you're not gonna give a shit about in 2 days.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Right. Like this show.
Yeah, like who cares?
Okay. I gotta go back to. I gotta get back to my day.
You gotta take a leak.
That would help too.
So do I. We're old guys.
Such
We're
a
gonna take a leak.
good time.
Me too. Thank you.
All right. So our friendship will progress.
There's only one step. The next step is you know where.
Organically.
Organically. Don't force yourself from it.
I'm not saying where I'm going Friday night. I'm just saying if I see you there, act like you don't know me.
We'll assimilate.
Okay.